The time has finally come. Dark times ahead. Disney is officially going after our anime right there in the open. Previously, they were slick about it. Previously, they tried to pretend that they're not doing this. But now, they're full on declaring war on us.
Disney Plus Japan executive admits anime industry making a shift towards more acceptable expressions in order to appeal to wider audiences.
Yes, and how many times has that... Oh wait, it doesn't work out. Holy! You have this thing called anime that destroyed comics, destroyed Marvel, is now is one of the absolutely, without question, predominant ways of entertainment in the modern age. And you're like, yeah, you know what? We can. It's already one of the biggest things ever. But how about we make it for people who don't like it and ruin it for the people who like it? Genius, absolutely genius.
Well, wrap it up, boys and girls. One of our favorite pieces of media is about to be completely ruined to fit modern audiences, so to speak.
Vogue DEI
This is
crap.
just... the only word that comes to my mind as soon as I read this was yikes. Just pure 100% yikes. Like, that is really the best word to describe what is...
And by the way, keep in mind, this is Disney we're talking about. They literally lost more than 3 billion with a B last year on Vogue's stupid garbage. And they even admitted that they understand it. And guess what? They're doubling down. They're continuing it. They literally know. They admit they know. They have shown that they know. They lost 3 billion and they don't care. They're still trudging along. So if they destroy anime completely in the name of shitty diversity and, you know, all of that garbage that everyone hates, guess what? Completely fine. They're probably okay losing 10 billion in an effort like this.
Is going on here. So, yeah, the writing has been on the wall for a while now that this was going to happen.
True.
I think anyone at this point that is like been paying attention to anime, and especially those that have been in the anime/manga community for at least a decade, at least 10 years or so.
Yeah, the translations are getting more woke and inclusive because, again, all these jobs are getting taken by political, pundits, effectively, almost. They only care about the message and that's it.
Actually, not even that. If you've been in the manga and anime community for like 6 years, I think you've definitely seen a shift. But those that have been in it a lot longer have definitely noticed how things have definitely shifted away from what it once was. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's very clear nowadays, besides obviously just the constant controversy of buzzwords and stuff being used to label certain anime like controversial or whatever, we also have it to where we have issues with translations and localizers, things completely cut or censored to fit modern audiences.
Shitty activists.
There's just so many things that we have seen so often in just the past year alone, let alone just this year, not even counting a full year, but just these past few months. And it's just like with all the controversy and drama that's been happening, it's bound to have happened. It's just like this was more or less confirmation to what we already expected. Because it's like, I mean, let's think about last year, okay? We literally had everybody finally becoming more aware of the Dragon Maid change and stuff, where just like, there was literally translators or localizers changing the dub to have a political agenda. And it was very clear that, there was a lot of things being shoved into that just was not in the original source. And the reason why now we have, like, this happening, why this is even happening now, is because you have these big companies, like, for instance, Disney, to companies like Amazon, Netflix, and even Sony, now wanting to dive more into the anime pie, so to speak. And it's a big reason for it is because it's lucrative. There's a lot of money to be made from anime, and any company that pays attention to trends, etc., and the algorithm and data gathering, so to speak.
I mean, you only just need to look as far as Cyberpunk 2077 anime. That thing almost revitalized the whole series in general. It was crazy.
You know, they're going to be becoming very well aware of just how popular anime is. It's definitely exploded just in the last few years alone. And basically,
Oh yeah, the big thing is like again, Dragon Ball is Mexico, not Mexico, but Brazil has a literal day dedicated to Dragon Ball or something like that. It's crazy, okay? And that was just Dragon Ball. That was like that was 20 years ago. No, how many years ago that was? I don't even remember. That's how that is. And now everything is like that. Everyone has a piece of anime. Demon Slayer when it took off, bam. Attack on Titan, bam. One Punch Man, oh bam boy. Everything. Like there were some big hits that everyone knew. If you weren't an anime fan, you probably still have heard of at least those three. And there are still other things. There are so many still other things like One Piece.
with that major shift, it makes sense why these companies would want to invest more in anime itself. And just recently, in terms of profit making, the overall West has started to outpace the profit margin that is within Japan's own country. What I mean by this is like, let's just say Japan, you know, in terms of the total income it makes from its anime, you know, I guess merchandise sales, etc. in Japan, okay, locally, let's say it makes, I guess a few billion, okay, let's just say that. I don't know the exact number, I'm just throwing a number out there. Let's say it makes 2 billion, okay? Well, with the overall popularity of anime, and now that it's spreading in more into different countries in the West, etc., and more people are kind of diving into it, we could say maybe, like, in the West, you know, anime now is profitable by 4 billion. So it's like maybe a complete double increase over Japanese's income. So, obviously, in terms of profit margin and what, you know, these companies are viewing, especially companies in Japan, they're like, to make more money, we need to obviously make more people in the other countries want.
Now, this is a question though. What do you mean by make more money? Because again, Disney literally is gonna look at this and say, maybe Vogue bullshit didn't work in, movies and comics, but how about we insert it in anime? Yes. Yeah, dude, if it didn't work in comics, there's no way in hell it's gonna work in anime. And they don't care! So, a lot of anime is gonna get ruined by this. It's gonna be great.
To watch or said show, to appeal to them, so to speak. And obviously Disney, you know, being a big contributor that wants to get a lot of anime under their belt, is like, we need to manipulate, you know, these anime to fit modern audiences. And this eventually is going to probably seep down into manga creation as well to make...
Bro, again, how wild is this? Modern audiences never work anywhere. Because there's no such thing as a modern audience. You're talking about a group of people who don't even care about the product you make because they just want to say, oh, I'm a part of the current thing and that's it. Modern audiences don't work. It has destroyed so many things that we love. Well, it's insane.
A more socially acceptable, so to speak, for modern audiences. This entire information, honestly, it's like I said, it's been there already.
Why would you concentrate to an audience that has never surpassed the ripe old age of 40 on average? I think they end it all at around 40. You know, on average, half of them ended in the first 10 years. You know, why would you ever try to cater to an audience that's average life expectancy is 3 times less than anyone else?
We have already seen the beginning of this for a while now, for years. But it just seems like finally it's like Disney said the quiet part out loud. They're like, yeah, we're actually doing this. We're wanting to censor and shift things to appeal to a wide margin and lose what makes anime special. And in fact, will alienate those that are big fans of anime in the first place. I mean, I don't want anime to be censored. I think that one of the biggest appeals to me I've had with anime since I was a kid was that anime was just vastly different in terms of storytelling and writing.
No one wants anime censored. No one wants anything censored.
In comparison to something you would see maybe in a regular comic or just a regular TV show or cartoon or whatever, anime was just very different. And I've always appreciated that, especially just the uncensored nature of it as well, and just the stuff that they show in their stuff. It's just like, it's ridiculous. And seeing this, it makes me incredibly sad because it's like it's going to happen. I mean, people's reactions to this really make sense. People like a case of like, you know, America wider audiences. You have people say keyword Disney, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, we've seen what Disney has done with like their recent stuff. Like, let's think about like, you know, Marvel. I know there is probably Marvel fans a part of, you know, the community here that watches my videos, but let's not kid ourselves. The latest stuff of Marvel has not been the best, okay? It really hasn't. It's not hit the same way.
It hasn't been good for years. And that's a huge part of this wokeification of shit.
As like, you know, the ending of the first part with like Endgame and Infinity War. There's been some good here and there, like Moon Knight to like Loki, but overall, you know, the new stuff has not been good. And we also have Disney constantly
Loki season 1 was terrible. Didn't watch it, but season 2 was actually good. But you can't make a show where season 1 is shit. You need to watch it to watch season 2, and then season 2 is good. That doesn't work. It's too late.
remaking things with live action, which is just completely unnecessary, and all this different other type of crap they throw in. And it's just like, yeah, it's very clear that Disney has garnered quite a negative, you know, reputation as of late, and if they bring that same mentality into the anime space, it's going to be absolutely awful.
Yeah,
They're going to be the downfall of anime, like straight up. Like, it is going to
now, to be fair, anime is going to survive because Disney can't just magically get a hold of everything. And again, Disney is losing money left, right, and center at such breakneck speeds that BlackRock, Vanguard, JP Morgan, and Chase, I can't even subsidize them fast enough. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time until Disney completely just ends itself, which is good.
Tarnish most good shows and most writers, I'm assuming, because it's like, let's be honest here, stuff like let's be honest, something like Mushoku Tensei, ReZero, like, you know, that type of stuff would not exist. Like, they wouldn't be showcased like they are. Hell, Death Note probably wouldn't even be showcased. Hunter x Hunter as well. Those type of stories definitely would not exist if Disney really got their hands on it.
Damn, rip Hunter x Hunter. You will be missed.
Manipulate it for wider audiences. That that would not, like, ever fly. It would never fly whatsoever. So
God, please wokeify though Hunter x Hunter and make Gone Black. I will laugh so hard.
it's just, it hurts, man. This legit hurts to see. Like, as someone that's been, you know, enjoying anime,
and make Gon not say rock paper scissors blah blah or whatever his cantation is for his then attack, but make it like Wendy's brawl at Monday, McDonald's fight. Oh, it would be great.
for like since 2006. Technically earlier, but I didn't know it was anime at the time, thanks to, you know, Dragon Ball and stuff. You know, it's just sad. But I mean, to be fair, we already saw it coming. I mean, with the whole
it's pretty joker, as one might say. Anyway, chibi reviews, 10 out of 10. Bad times ahead.